I think I do believe that sometimes when God puts you in extraordinarily difficult circumstances, He also gives you this one kind of life jacket to hang on to. I don't think He completely abandons you. And I think that the people I ended up working with in Citadel, whether it's Rajan, DK, and Sita Menon, they were my life jackets, because you need to have some kind of reason to fight. Otherwise this condition is such a condition that it can completely destroy you, and you have to fight every single day. So I think that them not giving up on me made me get off my bed and fight, because I did not want to let them down. And sometimes and I did not know that being in front of the camera can also heal me, because for that time, when the time between action and cut, you something just happens to me and I forget about every single thing and just want to give my 100. It's just this moment of complete honesty to the craft and nothing else. No problems, no pains, nothing else. Just absolute honesty in front of the camera. And I think that kept healing me every single day. So anyone who is going through a problem, and we cry out to God and say, you're not giving me a break, you're not giving me a life jacket, and I'm sure He does. We just sometimes fail to see those life jackets and we ignore them and we end up wallowing in our problems. I'm really grateful and glad that I was able to understand that, okay, this is a life jacket and I need to hold on to it. All my life, like growing up, I've had to fight for validation. My father was kind of like, I think most Indian parents are like that. They think that they're protecting you and they will be like, you're actually not that smart. This is just the standard of Indian education. Yeah, my father has actually told me that. You're actually not that smart. This is just the standard of Indian education. That's why even you can get a first rank. Welcome to Indian parents. So, and when you say that to a child, I really believed that for the longest time, that I'm not smart and I'm not good enough. And so when my first movie released, EMI Chesave, and it became a blockbuster, and suddenly people they were showering all this praise, and I'm just used to fighting for validation and fighting to get someone to say something nice about me, and suddenly they were doing all of these things. All of this praise was being showered, and I didn't know how to accept it, and because that's not what I was used to. So I think when success does two things to you: either you think you are God and like you are invincible, or you go into this incredibly dark place where you feel like you are not worth all of this love and this praise that you're getting. And that's what happened to me. And I was just so scared that people were going to wake up and realize that I'm not all that cool, I'm not all that talented. And I was just struggling with that insecurity that I need to do something better, I need to look better, I need to do something better so that I'll be worth all of this adulation and praise. And that just made me spiral. It made me go through a absolute downward spiral, and it took me a long time for me to unlearn all of the things that I learned growing up and truly believe in my self-worth. It took me, I would say, 10 years or so, 12 years or more than that, I think, to realize that I'm not perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. And but imperfect is pretty cool too. I mean, like, yeah, and here I was struggling, when I was initially became a star. I didn't look like any of the other girls. I was not tall, I was not fair, I didn't have like these curves and all of that. And I was looking all of that, I don't look anything like them. Oh god, oh god. And I was always comparing myself to all of these extremely beautiful actresses. And I swear to you that the time that things changed was when I started comparing myself to my previous work, to the previous day. Okay, this was you yesterday. Are you better today? Are you better in your next film? Are you doing something better in your next? And as soon as I made that shift, I was able to appreciate the work of my peers. I was able to love them. I was able to respect them. I was able to publicly congratulate them for their successes and their work. And I was able to grow as me, as a better version of me every single day. So I think that shift was truly, truly important for me. I do not surround myself by yes people. In fact, I should, because they're starting to get really annoying. The people around me saying no, 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 horrible, horrible, horrible all the time. I really would like some yes people actually around me. I understand, I can see that there is growth, there is improvement. I recently saw an interview of mine from many, many years ago where I said, action me, no way. And I was like, wow, I said that. And I definitely believed it when I said it. I said that there's no way that people would believe me doing action. And I know that girl who said that believed it. So I've really come a long way. In many ways, this industry can make you feel incredibly small. So if you already have demons that you're fighting with, and then you end up being in this industry, it is going to be a hard journey. And yes, this industry is an industry of hero worshipping, and they make that very, very clear. Yeah, so, but the journey has been great, and I think that there is conversation now. There's important dialogue right now, and there's look at Honey Bunny. Usually in an action genre film or series, it's always the male lead at the center of it all. He's always the one protecting the girl and saying all the cool dialogues and saving the day. It's always the case, But this is such an important moment for us that I get to do all the cool things that he's doing, which is such an important step forward. Right now, everything I do, whether it's the businesses that I invest in, whether it's the roles that I pick, there is a certain amount of responsibility that I have put on myself, that it has to be an extension of who I am as a person. And also, especially with roles that I pick, it has to be an apt representation of women in society, because more often than not, what is projected on screen is far from reality. And women on screen are always, their identity is defined by the men, by the male protagonists. It's never their own individual journey. So I do believe that although my projects might be far apart, much lesser than before, they're going to always reflect truth and honesty, who I am and who the woman of today is. It took a lot of making mistakes on my own and learning from them. If I had a godfather or if I had a family, I probably would have reached this position where I am much sooner. Instead of making all of those mistakes, learning from them, watching myself on screen, unlearning the acting mistakes that I was making. So it took me a long while to get here, and I probably wouldn't have if I had, what you say, Godfather. I have made horrible mistakes. You name the mistake, I have made it, and it took. I think I've said this before, that failures really make you a better person, and life can teach you things through failures. So for me, failures have really, really made me evolve quicker, I would say. And now the little things don't matter really. And I don't know actually how I, but it took a while to get here. I didn't start off this way, no.